Hey guys, this is Neglected Demon of Death Naruto, or the Ultimate Demon. So let's just get this up quickly. This is Naruto. Then the awake. Now normally there's this, the Demon Gon, but then if you check over here, the Awakened Demon Gon is essentially similar to the Mangekyo, and then the Demon Gon True Awakening, which is like which is way stronger than the demonic Susanoo, because I like the idea of that. Then the Death Demon's Eye. This is his weapon, and then his third eye. So now let's get into it. We see as the QB attacks. We see that the fourth Hokage has three of his children at the pedestal. What happened is he just finished sealing the Kyuubi inside of his three children, giving Naruto the full soul. Well, when Mito got 50% of the chakra, he found a way to avoid the death aspects of the dead. I would appreciate if I could click that thing. Thank you. Of the dead demon consuming seal. He was able to fool the Reaper of the dead demon consuming seal. So he continued to live. And he stares at his eldest son, who contains the soul, and with hate. Time skip 4 years. He has been beat. Minato stares at him with hate, but ignores he's there. Kushina was tried to loved all of her kids equally. However, Minato or Jiraiya did say about the child of prophecy and all that recently by now, and we see as Kushina is trying to ignore Naruto. So he's sad because he doesn't know why everyone ignores him. We see as the villagers go to him, they beat him up for a bit, and he gains this. He hasn't gained the 3 Tomo bits yet. As it evolves, it will gain this section with a Tomo, similar to how the Sharingan evolves. As we see, he's gotten how it starts with the base state, which is only the black and kind of outer reddish edges and the little circle in the middle. And that's it. However, it still grants immense power. As we see, as they try to beat him up, he sees like a little wooden scythe that was thrown out because the kid that owned it didn't like it. He grabs it and he feels that it's familiar. May I add, the villagers stepped back from seeing his eyes, and we see it's essentially this scythe, except see that it's essentially like this scythe right here, but it's like fully connected. Like there would be a scythe there. Like it's essentially that, but wooden, but a little more connected, where the hilt goes to the actual blade itself. Either way, now that I've said that, you see as he is just continuously getting angrier and angrier, and we see as the scythe glows, and in a red flash, it becomes this scythe, and as we see as Naruto gains all his memories back. And we see a slit appear on his forehead, in which this time the hair is not there, and it opens, showing the third eye of the demon of death, and which is the only other eye besides the first stage of this he will currently have. It's one of the strongest. He doesn't have enough chakra to use it that much of it though. As he says one word, as it's only a mob of 3 villagers, as they hear he says one sentence actually, triple soul extraction, as he extracted 3 souls from their body using his scythe. And then he proceeded to crush their souls and absorb their energy through his eyes, gaining their chakra and however much time they would have lived, added to his own. As this time, we see as Minma and Mito, and now we're going to time skip to the days of the academy. Which I'm going to say start at 8. We see an 8-year-old Naruto in the academy, and his siblings, which were enrolled early because they wanted them to be extremely strong. And then we see them going in class, and then they try to trip Naruto, but when he steps on their foot, they scream and complain. And then we see as his eyes, as over the years, he has evolved it. He evolved it to have 1 Tomoe on this. And also, once he gets the second Tomoe, he will gain the first stage. Like every Tomoe, it goes up a stage of of demonic Susanoo for every level. So the first one was the first level, aka the dot, was the rib cage, and then this was the second level. Like, you know what I mean. So he's at the second level of his demonic Susanoo, and we see as and then we see as Iruka says detention, time skip. He's been getting a lot of detention because he refuses to deal with all of Minma and Mito's, annoyingness. Yeah, that will work. Annoyingness. And one day Minato and Kushina get report cards for all 3 of them, and they go to Naruto and say, and Kushina slaps him, saying, "Why do you keep hitting your brothers?" And he says, "No, I didn't," as he opens his stage 2 of that eye, and the second stage of his demonic Susanoo activates. A slit appears in his forehead, and the demonic third eye of the demon of death opens, and he summons forth his demonic scythe, and we see as he taps it on the ground and disappears, also making them forget that he was ever there, only that he was some random kid that convinced Minato to let him into the academy. And this is where it ends.